Alright guys, my name is Little Chef and welcome back to an episode of the Patreon Dynasty. We are in the off season of year 4, I'm fairly positive. We played a lot, a lot of football, man. I think it was 3 years at FAU and 1 year at Colorado. Recruiting is going along really good for us. I mean, I don't know about everybody else. I got the #1 recruiting class in the nation as of right now. It could change when we get to signing day, but currently I'm sitting pretty good. It says I have 1 scholarship remaining. I've put all my points on everybody I wanted to. It's going good. This halfback and defensive end are both JUCOs, so I'm going to put more on them. I don't really care which one I get because they're both probably going to start regardless if they come. And then the only other guy would be this wide receiver, 71 overall. He's quick. Speed's pretty good. Acceleration, really good. Agility, not so much. But his release at 86 or 78 and route running 86. Duke can run, and he would be a true freshman 6'1" coming in. We've got 24 out of 25 people to commit already. We've already got a stacked freaking recruiting class, dude. It's going to be great coming in next year. We even got a couple people in the 60s. Typically I don't, but hey, why not? We were recruiting pretty well, offered scholarships, we got them to commit. So recruiting's gone extremely well this year. I think the majority of people are ready to roll. So let's advance to signing day. Well, taking a look at it, we ended up getting the end. We got our 25th. I don't think I've ever got all 25 recruits. I don't think that's ever happened in the history that I've done this. And if it has, I don't remember it. I've got all 25 scholarships full, dude. That is insane to me. If only we had won the national championship, which we didn't. We didn't even move up after beating a team that already lost a game, but whatever. It is what it is. We're #4 in the nation after our first season. I think that's pretty solid. Let's see how everybody else did. Typically, I look at mine. We already know who we had previously, and we'll check it out here anyways. We dropped. We went from #1 to #5, dude. Wow, Missouri sneaks up and gets all 25 of his scholarships as well. I guess it's because of that 15 3-stars. You know what I mean? But I'll take it, dude. Those are all legitimate players. Same thing with the 2-stars. The JUCOs, yeah, they're good players, man. Let's see what Missouri got. He's got two 5-star players, a wide receiver and an athlete. Triplet should be pretty good. A quarterback, athlete, a lot of offensive production. Daggum, offensive line. Dude, he definitely improved his offense. Holy crap. Wide receivers, halfbacks, got offensive line. Quarterback, he definitely improved his offense for dang sure. And we did the same thing. We got a 6'4" wide receiver and a 6'6" wide receiver. They're a little bit slow, but hey, I mean, 6'3", 6'2", we got a lot of height at the receiving core. Even got a 6'2" corner. We got height everywhere. But all these guys are probably going to be instant playmakers. I don't know if they'll start this year or not. I mean, even a 6'5" free safety, that guy's huge. But we'll definitely make a spot for him eventually, man. I think all these guys will probably have a shot down the road. We're losing a lot of playmakers this year. We did, and then next year for sure. So we had to recruit our butt off, and we definitely did that. But #5 recruiting class in the nation, pretty solid. Pitt, who joined in later, had #9 slot. I think the computer did the majority of it, but he got some of these guys on his own. Looks like a lot of offensive help as well. Offensive line. I wish I could get these offensive line players like that, dude. What was that? 3, 4, 5, 6 guys on the offensive line. He's got his tackles, his guard, he's got his center. He's good. He's got his whole offensive line recruited already. That is insane to me. And UTSA ends up getting a lot of good players, a couple of 5-stars as well. But he is no longer at UTSA. A little switch up there. I'll show you who he is here in just a minute. But he ended up having a pretty good recruiting class before he bolted. There's no doubt about that. But look at that. 6'5" and a 6'8" guy on offense. Woo! UTSA is going to be good. UConn, who also joined late, comes in at #42. So he's got a lot of these guys were a computer. But he also got a couple of guys, a lot of linebackers, so I'm going to assume linebackers was a priority. Siege, dude. 5 outside linebackers and 2 middle linebackers. The defense got a step up right there. UCF ends up coming in at 43. He also got a lot of playmakers, a lot of athletes, man. Multi-versatile, not restricted to one position or the other. He got a ton of athletes, so he's looking to make playmakers happen on his team, offense and defense, not one way or the other so far. Looks like he was pretty balanced in his recruiting. UTSA is now Arizona. They come in at #76. The computer did all of this work unless he got somebody in the offseason because he did put his points on there. The good thing about being online, like you being the online dynasties, you could check out the points and stuff online. So I could see who put their points on or used their points. I can't see what they put them on, but used their points and who didn't. I know he used all 15,000 of his. In case you guys are wondering, there is still a glitch, and I think myself, the Italian, and Landshark, who is now Arizona, are the only 3 guys that are not glitched. Everybody else is. They're stuck at level 3. Can't earn any more Coach XP. So there you go. I had another guy interested to join, but he's like, man, with the glitch, I don't want to do it. Let me know when there's a reset. I said, okay, man, I can do that, no problem. But as of right now, we're not looking to reset anytime soon, man. We wanted to stick with this one a long time because we reset after 2 years last time. Definitely didn't want to do that again. And that's where we're sitting currently. Once we do reset, we will fix the glitch. Everybody will start at level 20. We're not doing that level 3 crap anymore. I don't think in any of the online dynasties, because this right here, like, it's not fair recruiting wise for a lot of these teams, but it happens. And I think we're going to alleviate that issue from here on out. Everybody's going to get a free start, even playing field, and we'll go from there. UL Monroe, who also joined late, got a couple of big playmakers there. Looks like he needed defensive help as well, linebackers and safeties. Then he got a couple offensive linemen to round out his list. Now, as you can see, Temple's no longer part of the dynasty. He ended up dropping out, but I want to thank you for all your time and effort you spent in here. I think his name was Jinxie, or Jinx. I'm going to call him Jinx. That's probably easier for me. I want to appreciate all the time that you spent with us and for being a part of the Patreon program. Very much appreciated, sir. All right, just got done with position changes. Now we're in training results. This doesn't include any of the incoming freshmen. It sucks. I wish it would, but it doesn't. So taking a look at Landshark's new team, he's got a pretty good team. Arizona's going to be rough, but luckily for me, all of his players in the 90s are seniors. And it looks like he's got middle linebackers going to be good. Wow, this year and from here on out as a sophomore. But a lot of his guys are upperclassmen, so that's great news. But he's going to be rough anyways. Like I said previously, whenever we do play each other, we play a lot alike. So it's going to be another doozy, man. It's going to come down for conference championship for dang sure. Since we're both in the same conference, same division, it's going to come down to who wants it more. My best player is Bo. I'm not going to try to say your last name because I'm going to say it way wrong. I redshirted him last year. I had 3 seniors. I had him, Gordon, and Evans as running backs. That was it. So I redshirted him. He was my best overall, and now I got him this year. He's going to be good. Other than that, we're a little iffy. Now, Rutledge, I'm curious about him. Typically, I don't talk about my team so much during this part, but he's 5'9". Dude's tiny. He'd make a better running back than a receiver. He's got some pretty decent moves too, but for some reason he's a wide receiver, so whatever. Maybe I moved him, maybe I didn't. I don't remember, but I might move him back because I got a lot of receivers coming in this year. I actually didn't cut hardly any of them. Like, I only have 2 people really to cut. Or 3 people. I have another punter here, Willis. I might actually redshirt the actual punter and let him play. That way I'll have my punter for whenever I need to, and then just cut him next year. But I don't have a lot of people to cut. Like, it's going to be really easy. Last year was the same situation. I cut way down. This year I signed 25 recruits and I only have to cut 2, and I got holes everywhere. So we're definitely in a world of hurt this year when it comes to depth, but I'm hoping recruiting wise that'll be good for playing time, as a lot of positions are going to be open next year and for the next foreseeable future, man. If you're decent enough, you could come in and play as a freshman, probably no problem. And some positions, some others, not so much. But wide receiver, we're pretty stacked. I might actually recruit 1 or 2 more, but other than that, they're not a priority for us this year. And we're not going to look for it to be a priority this year. We're just looking to get playmakers, which we need a quarterback and a halfback. I think we only have 2 halfbacks this year. And that's all we got. That's all we got to work with. So we definitely need any and everything. Pitt looks like the best team overall. Look at all those 90s. How many of those are juniors? 2 juniors? I mean, that's not bad. A lot of under red shirt seniors as well, but he's got probably the best overall team. So he's gonna be brutal to play against. The only issue is with the XP glitch, he is locked at level 3. There's nothing we can do about it. So that helps, I guess. Until we do a reset, which will be down the road, but as of right now, that's not even on the list of things to do for this dynasty, because we're just having a blast with it, man. But once we do, it'll be even better because everybody will be on the same playing field, especially recruiting wise. But some of these guys, I mean, UCF recruited his butt off with a disadvantage, so that just goes to show the ability to get playmakers that I guess that myself, Landshark, or the Italian aren't going after, and they did it. And they definitely stacked their team up pretty good along the way. But we're done with training results, man. UL Monroe a little hurt, but it's a young team. It's a weaker conference. It's a weaker team, like a group of 5 team. But I think he's going to be able to hold his own as we get into it. I'm anxious to see how the new guys play. Very anxious because I have not played Panther Lion. He's one of the new guys. I've not played Jolty. He's one of the new guys. And I think I haven't played Luke in a long time. I don't even think we actually got our game in the last time we were supposed to play. So that's gonna be fun. I think last year I reset it up to where I didn't schedule a whole lot of user matchups because I want the user matchups to be the bowl games, to be on the line and stuff like that. Cause like this right here, this was a good matchup. And this was their conference last year. They played each other, Tulsa and UCF, in the same conference. So it came down to it. And then we played at FAU and UTSA. So it was down to the conference championship. It's going to be down to who wins the game in conference this year on who's going to make it. But we are done with training results. Next stage will be the off-season or the preseason stuff. So we were going to set schedule and look at all that. I don't think I'm going to take a look at my depth chart or anything like that. I might do red shirts just because we're not going to be able to red shirt a whole lot other than wide receivers, and then depth chart. We're weak in a lot of positions, and we don't have the depth in a lot of positions, so it's going to be real easy for us to do. But as of right now, we're done with this part. All right, we're in the preseason. Set up the recruiting board. We'll look at that at a later time. This preseason week 1, pretty much a wash. We'll adjust it as goes. Redshirt players we'll take a look at. Not show my depth chart. We'll save that for another episode. As of right now, this is where we're sitting. I'm happy with my choices. I only have 2 quarterbacks rolling. Gray's probably going to get the start. Marks Berry as a senior. Sorry, you're just not good enough. That's just the way it works. And I'm going to sit the freshman who I'll have for his sophomore year as a starter unless I recruit somebody else. Running back wise, I'm hurting, man. Bo is my best running back. 96, 91, 84, 93. I got a freshman coming in, but that's it. I need to recruit running backs this year. This guy's a walk-on. Didn't want to cut him. Or I don't know if I could have cut him because just in case, safety precautions and whatnot. Fullback, decent. Look okay there. Wide receivers, I redshirt a lot. Like I got all these guys. Didn't need to cut hardly anybody. I actually don't think I need to cut anybody at that stage. But I got 4 receivers that I'm redshirting because I got 5 receivers that I'm playing, man. Plain and simple. I try to keep the speed on the field as much as possible. 6'3" and 6'2". Got a 6'6" and a 6'4" receiver. They're going to be legit in a couple of years, tied in. Going ahead and redshirting McPherson, even though I'll probably get somebody else. Now, this is where I'm hurting. The offensive line is decimated, dude. I have to get somebody coming in. 75, 73, 75. I had to have a walk-on because I only had 1 guard. Center, senior, and junior. And then right guard. Dude, I'm hurting offensive line-wise. I have no backup. So going ahead and redshirting right, I don't know if that's a smart decision, but I'm doing it. So I'll have him next year for his junior and senior year, whereas he'll be a sophomore. Maybe I can move him around. That'll help out. End wise, I'm redshirting everybody because I don't need them. I got plenty of people, man, that I think they'll do good, and I think the backups will come from the defensive tackle position because I got a lot of depth here, and I think they'll hold their own enough to make it happen. Linebacking wise, no real standouts. I mean, Hunter's my best option, but I'm not going to redshirt the senior. I need him on the field way too much, especially in the user matchups. Same thing with Mitchell. I'm hoping those 2 can lead the charge for me on the defensive side of the football, along with my secondary. Blackman coming back, 94 speed, happy. Archie, 90 speed, happy. Merrick, 93 speed. Now, their coverage not so much, but overall we're looking pretty good. Plus, I got 2 freshmen that I'm redshirting for whenever they're up and coming. I have to start one of them, so Silva is getting the start because I think he's going to be the better option. But as of right now, that's what we're doing. Free safety wise, went ahead and redshirt the other freshman. I got 2 really good free safeties coming up. And then strong safety, not so much. I have to have more start. He's going to get the job. Plain and simple, red shirt, done. We're ready to move on into custom schedules. Now, I did something a little different than I usually do. I tried to only schedule at least 1 user game with the exception of myself because Chulte requested to play the game. I was like, cool. We'll see what we could do. I have the Land Shark in my conference. And then I needed to give a game to Pittsburgh because we're at an odd number. And so I was like, hey, I'll play both new guys. Why not? Something I did do, though, was I gave everybody a bye week 1. Just go ahead and get it out of the way. Easy does it. No games, no user games, no matchups, or anything like that. But I tried to do a request as much as I could for anybody that was interested. I think I gave Louisiana Tech, which is top mass, to Arizona. I tried to give everybody rivalry games. I gave Arizona his old team because I'm curious. I always like to play my old team, so why not? It never hurts. He also got Florida. He wanted a decent schedule, so I saw what I could do with that. A lot of people wanted, I tried to get an A+ if possible. Some people didn't say anything, so I worked with it. I tried to give them rivalry games because that's going to help your coach out whenever it gets to the point. Give him an ACC opponent. Actually, 2 ACC opponents and a Big Ten opponent, but all rivalries, man. He's looking pretty good. He's got UCF week 12, Louisiana Tech. He's got Virginia Tech right off the bat, bam, in a hostile environment. And then he's also got Arizona in a hostile environment. Just the way it worked out, man. I try to give everybody the same amount of games, so 6 home, 6 away. It's not lopsided one way or the other because some people just don't have any luck, like the Italian here. He's got 3 games back to back away right in the prime recruiting season, man. It's just the way it works out sometimes. I can't adjust any of the lock games, unfortunately. I gave him Jolty because I figured that could be a good matchup, see how he could do over there. And since Jolty is one of the premier Patreons, I figured give him give him the shaft, man. he is one of those paying quite a bit to be in this, and I appreciate that, as well as everybody else that's a part of this. I appreciate that as well. I know it's money a month going something else, but I do appreciate that very much so, as does my wife. So looking at Pitt, he's got a rough schedule, man. Michigan, number 4 ranked Penn State away, a rivalry game that I gave him myself, and then he's good other than that until the conference games. I like to leave the bowl games, conference championship and bowl games for the user games. I think that's a lot more interesting than playing like all season, like playing 4 or 5 user games. Man, that's rough. It could definitely ruin somebody's season, but at the same time, it could ruin somebody's season. I'd rather the matchup be for something other than just to ruin their season. You know what I mean? UCF has a pretty good little lineup there. He's got Connecticut in his conference, and then UL Monroe has the Italian. And my stuff also gave him Texas. I didn't want to give him back-to-back bye weeks. I figured this could be nice for him. I thought about it, but since he does play all 15 weeks, not the conference championship week 15, it makes a little bit of a difference. But that's the custom schedule. That's where we're sitting. And that's going to be it for this episode, man. If you guys are new, be sure to subscribe. If you like the video, be sure to leave a like. My name is Lil Chef, and I will see y'all next time.